What's up? In this short little segment, I just wanted to show you the physical setup of my computers over here because it's interesting. It's not what you would probably expect, and I get super interested with stuff like this, and so we're just going to roll forward with it. I don't know why my camera decides that I got to turn my head down so you don't see the glare. Anywho, as you can see here, I'm running a 3-monitor setup. I got my laptop here in the center. And then I got monitor up here, and my webcam is sitting in the middle. The webcam's there actually for a very strategic purpose, and that is that Sue shares this desk with me on Tuesdays, and she doesn't like it. So by not having it up on top of the thing, it makes it a little easier, and I remember better to take it off and to not have it, and to just set it aside so that she's not bothered by it. Now, here's the crazy thing about this setup. You might think, oh, well, this isn't that crazy. He's got his laptop in the middle, and he's just extending his screen onto these two monitors here, but he's extending from here. The truth is that's not the case. If you look closely, you'll notice this machine here is running Ubuntu or Ubuntu. I don't actually know the right way to say it. Whatever. This is running. I got to move down here. Those of you that know this will recognize this background because I haven't changed it yet. But this is Ubuntu down here that's running. You can see what I got set up here, and it's just mainly I'm using this as my task management hub. I did a video live stream the last couple of days talking about that. But this up here, you'll notice this is your very classic, recognizable Mac that I've got going on up here. The way I have this set up, this is mostly because I have a lot of different types of activities that I'm trying to have set up and run at the same time. And sometimes what happens is I need to be able to render videos on the Mac at the same time as I'm actually doing a Skype call or a video, or more often than not a Zoom call. And Zoom is really, really resource intensive. And so what I've done is I actually have a Macbook Pro sitting down here that's hooked up to both of those monitors. And then I'm using a product called Synergy, which it's funny, I used to use Synergy 15, 17 years ago when I worked at Infusionsoft in the early days. We would use it to hook computers together when they were networked together, and you'd be able to use one keyboard and mouse, but just move back and forth between the two computers. Well, I've got the same thing set up here. I've got the keyboard and the mouse that I'm using from here. So I got the mouse set up, and I've also got the keyboard I'm using from the laptop. And then I have my a Synergy server running on this computer, and then I can basically use this mouse and my keyboard from my laptop on the Mac. So it does add a little bit of system resource to both machines, a little bit. But the nice thing is this becomes very easy. The laptop becomes very easy for me to just pick up and move and take. But the MacBook stays solid or stationary, which is good because the MacBook's the heavier machine anyway. But also, it can run anything that I'm going to have that's going to need to run processes like rendering a video, uploading something to YouTube, whatever it is. It's going to be running off of that other machine. So this one becomes very, very portable, and it frees up this machine to only be used for things where it needs to be quick. So like if I'm writing, if I'm doing my task management, if I'm watching video or something like that, I'm going to do that here because the machine is freed up from all those other resources. And then I've only got the more resource intense programs running on the other machine, which is kind of cool. And then I've got my webcam set up here. And it's interesting enough, I'll run my video calls through, I can run it through either because I have a webcam on the laptop as well, but I like to run them through the Mac because it's got a little bit more functionality in terms of if I'm doing a screen share, I want to show a more commonly used operating system. So Mac OS is a little more common in that sense. And so it's kind of weird for me to use Ubuntu on that. But also I've got it hooked up to the speakers and the whole system. And then right now I'm doing some music recording. So I've got that stuff set up over there. But I have a mic that's connected on here as well. And that usually runs through the Mac. So I can do screen recordings. I can do videos for people, but also keep, I basically, I didn't want to recreate my entire workflow from the Mac on the PC on this laptop here, because it seemed like it was overkill. So I just leave that one stationary. It sits there, it's connected to the monitors. I can connect to it anytime I want. And then this becomes like my controller, like the hub to decide what happens where. So kind of cool. It's kind of interesting and kind of fun. If I'm going to post below this video, all the software and the tools that I'm using. So you can take a look at that. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoy. And if any of you have done something like this and you can think of a better way to set this up, this is just what I've been dinking around with. If you can think of a better way to set this up, or a better product or a system or whatever, drop a comment below. If you think I'm an idiot for doing this, or if there's something that I'm not considering that makes this actually really, really bad for my systems, which I don't think it is, but let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, hopefully you enjoyed, and maybe this will open up your mind as to the possibilities. Peace.